So, dear students, so today our topic is digestion and absorptions of foods in GIT, that is the gastrointestinal tract. So, already you know the digestion as well as absorption. So, that was start from the oral cavity. Okay, but in the after oral cavity, so there is pharynx, esophagus, so there is no digestion, so there is no absorptions. Okay, but stomach, it is also one of the site for digestion as well as absorption. So after the stomach, the small intestine is there, that is duodenum, jejunum, ileum. So that small intestine, it is a larger surface area. So maximum food that was digested as well as absorbed in the small intestine. After that, so there is a large intestine. So what are the food? So that was left by the small intestine, that is undigested simply. Undigested food, if that was escaped from the our small intestine, so that was digested in the large intestine due to presence of the bacterial flora. Because so in oral cavity we are not chew the food very well. Okay, at least the our old peoples or grandmother, they are told to us, you should be chew the that is the piece of the food in the oral cavity at least 20 times. Okay, because that 20 times chewing of the single piece of the food, okay, so that was helpful for mixing of completely that is with the saliva or digestive juice in the oral cavity. Then as well as the particle was become the smooth or smaller. So after that they are entering the stomach, then the stomach is secretions. If you are forgetting 20 times chewing in oral cavity, means as it is the food particle, larger particles, so they are entering the stomach, then stomach need to secrete the more secretions. So that's why, so those are hurry during the eating. Okay, some peoples are there, including we also. We make the hurry. We not chew very well. Within 5 minutes, we are finish our complete food. But there is no possibilities in the chemical digestion as well as mechanical digestions in the oral cavity. So due to that, we are suffering from the gastric ulcer or hyperacidity, because that food particle as it is entering the stomach, then stomach need to secrete more digestion. If that was also fail, means so that was enter in the intestine, the intestine also need to more juice. Okay, secretion. If were is also fail, means so that was enter in the large intestine. But in large intestine, so there is no enzymes are present, so those are involved in the digestions only due to presence of the bacterial flora. So those are digested the food that was left by the remaining parts of the GAT. If the more food was digested in the large intestine, means then we are suffering from the bloating or gas. Okay, because that bacterial flora involved in the fermentations of the food in the large intestine, if it is escaped from the small intestine, if it is not escaped, that was known as a complete digestion. And such peoples, so they are do not suffering from the gastric problems, or do not suffering from the gastric bloatings or swelling of the abdominal cavity. Even they can take the more food as compared to us, because they are very well, so they achieve the 20 times in oral cavity. Then so they are wait for few minutes, few hours to take the next meal or water when the food enter the stomach, because in the stomach food can stay at least 2 hours. Then so the after that, after half an hour or 1 hour taking the food, then they can take the waters. But during the food they can take the small quantity of water, that was helpful for to avoid the dilutions of the gastric juice. So that's why they are free from the gastric problem, so they are free from the bloatings, so they are free from the even the abnormal swelling, even the constipations. Okay, so that is the reasons you should be follow the very well the manner regarding the taken of the food. So today we discuss regarding the how the food that was digested and absorbed in the different sites of the in the GIT. So before that, we can review the certain enzymes. So they are present in the GIT glands. Okay, our GIT glands. So they are secrete the certain type of the that is the digestive secretion in the different parts of the GIT. So already you learned regarding the anatomy and physiology of the GIT organs as well as the accessory organs. So first, regarding the oral cavity, okay, that is was also known as the mouth. So that oral cavity, it can secrete the saliva. Okay, so that saliva is secreted from the certain glands. So those glands are known as the salivary glands. Okay, lot of salivary glands are there. So once again they categorized minor and major. So now we can not discuss here. Only we can discuss regarding the, so what are the enzymes? So they are present in the saliva. Okay, so that saliva, it consists of amylase, also known as the petalins. It consists of the maltase and as well as consist of the lingual lipase. So amylase involved in the metabolism of polysaccharide into monosaccharide or disaccharide, and maltase, so it was involved in the digestions of the maltose into a monosaccharide or glucose, and lingual lipase, it is involved in the digestions of the lipids in the oral cavity. And regarding the stomach, it can secrete secretion, so that was known as the gastric secretion. So that gastric secretion is consist of the pepsin, renin, gastric lipase, gelatinase, urease. So that's why the proteins as well as certain gelatin substance lipid, so they are digested in the stomach, not the carbohydrates. For carbohydrates, so there is no enzymes was present in the gastric secretions. Okay, so regarding the intestinal secretion, that is was known as the entericus succus or succus entericus. So that intestinal secretion, so it was consist of the succus entericus, bile as well as pancreatic secretion. So they are came into the duodenums. And regarding the succus entericus, it consists of aminopeptidase, dipeptidase, tripeptidase, lipase, sucrase, maltase, lactose, dextrose, trehalase. So that's why all type food, so that was digested in the small intestine. Regarding the bile, it consists of bile salts and bile acids, so they are helpful for the digestions of the lipids. And regarding the pancreatic secretion, it consists of the trypsinogen, then as well as chymotrypsinogen, proelastase, proestase E, then procarboxypeptidase, procarboxypeptidase B. So these all are involved in the digestions of the proteins, both from the animal source as well as in the plant source. Also, it consists active enzymes like alpha amylase, carboxyester lipase, then lipase, RNase, DNase, colapase. Okay, so these are involved in the digestions of carbohydrates as well as digestion of lipids and as well as the digestions of the nucleic acids with the help of the RNase, then DNase and collapse. And large intestine, it do not contain any enzymes, but it consists of the bacterial flora. So that was helpful for the digestions of the food. So that was left by the above organs or above secretions. Okay, so this is the regarding the review of various enzymes. So that was secreted in the various glands in the various parts of the GIT. So they mainly our GIT can got the secretions in the form of saliva, gastric secretion and intestinal secretion, and as well as the bacterial flora that was helpful for the digestions of the food. So now we discuss regarding the digestions of the carbohydrates in the GIT. Okay, so in the oral cavity, the saliva is present. So that saliva contained the enzymes for the digestions of carbohydrates like that is the amylase and maltase. So amylase is required for the metabolism of the polysaccharide, that is starch, into a disaccharide or monosaccharides. So regarding the maltase, it is another enzyme that was secreted in the saliva, present in saliva. So that was helpful for the digestions of the carbohydrates like disaccharide, like a maltose. So maltose can be digested or convert a disaccharide into monosaccharide. So the maltose can convert maltose into a glucose and as well as the another molecule of glucose. So maltose consists of the two molecule of glucose. So after digestions of maltose, it can use the two molecule of the glucose in the presence of the maltase enzyme. So that's why in the oral cavity, the polysaccharide and maltose, so they are digested. So in the gastric juice or in the stomach, so there is no enzymes is available or secreted, so that was required for the digestions of the carbohydrates. So that's why, so there is no carbohydrates can be digested in the stomach. In the stomach, so there is no carbohydrates can be digested due to lack of the enzymes. Even the salivary amylase, if they enter in the stomach, means so due to acidic pH of stomach, so that amylase is inactive. So that's why, So there is no digestion of carbohydrates that can taken place in the stomach. So regarding the small intestine, it consists of the secretions, various secretions. So those are consist of enzymes like a pancreatic amylase that was helpful for the metabolism of polysaccharide like a starch into a disaccharide or monosaccharide, and it consists of sucrase. So that was helpful for the metabolism of sucrose into glucose and fructose. Then it consists of maltase enzyme. So that was helpful for the metabolism of maltose into two molecule of the glucose. And the lactase, it was helpful for the metabolism of lactose into glucose and galactose. And lactose, it was present in the milk. Okay, so that consists of glucose and galactose. And galactose cannot be digested very well, cannot be processed in the infants, in the children's. Already you learn in the galactose intolerance from the medicinal biochemistry chapters. Okay, so that galactose is produces in our body from the milk or from the lactose influence of the lactase enzyme. So it also consists of the dextrinase. So that was helpful for the digestions of the dextrose sugar. Then it consists of the trihalase enzyme or secreted trihalase enzyme in the small intestine. So that was helpful for the metabolism of the trihalose sugar. So like that, the small intestine, it consists of the variety of the enzymes. So that's why all type of disaccharide, polysaccharide, so they are counted into glucose, fructose, as well as fructose and triose or pentoses. So those are enter into our circulation. So that's why small intestine play an important role in the digestions of the all kind of the food. Then large intestine, it do not contain any enzymes, but it consists of the bacterial flora. Okay, so that bacterial flora is helpful for the metabolism of the all type of the carbohydrates that was escape from the saliva or intestinal secretion. So as it is they enter in the bacterial flora in the large intestine means, so due to this presence of bacterial flora, so those food are digested. So that's why, so whatever the bacterial flora is present in our large intestine, that is also beneficial to us. If this bacterial flora is abnormal, if their number, the bacterial flora, once again, they consist of healthy bacteria and non-healthy bacteria. If healthy bacteria number was decreases means, then we are suffering from the diarrhea, we are suffering from the disorder. Okay, if the healthy bacterial flora or bacteria number is increased means, then we are suffering from the constipation, but the health was improved. So that is the important. That's why you always maintain the good bacterial flora, so in your body, by following the certain food like curd, by eating of curd in the daily mornings. So that was enhance the healthy bacteria in the bacterial flora. So that's why you should be take the that is the curd. So that was helpful for to avoid the diarrhea, treat the diarrhea by maintaining the bacterial flora. So this is the regarding the digestions of the carbohydrates. So that's why the carbohydrates mainly digested in the oral cavity as well as small intestine and large intestine. So there is no digestions of carbohydrates, so that was occurs in the stomach. So next one, so regarding the digestions of the proteins in GIT. Okay, so in the oral cavity or in the saliva, so there is no enzymes is available or secreted, those are required for the digestions of the proteins in the oral cavity. So that's why the protein cannot be digested in the oral cavity. Okay, so like the carbohydrates not digested in the stomach. So same, the protein is not digested in the oral cavity due to lack of the enzymes. But the protein, it was digested in the stomach due to presence of pepsin. So this pepsin was produced from the pepsinogen in the presence of the hydrochloric acid in the gastric secretion. So that hydrochloric acid, it can activate the pepsinogen into pepsin. So that pepsin is involved in the to break the peptide bond that was helpful for the metabolism of protein or larger protein into smaller protein. Then smaller protein, so they are counted into a amino acid, then the amino acids, so they are enter into the our circulations towards the liver or many other organs. Then the desired protein was synthesized. So that's why the pepsin that was secreted in the gastric secretion or in the stomach, so that was helpful for to break the peptide bond or involved in the digestions of the proteins. It is also containing the renin, that is RENNIN once again. So this renin is different from the renin, so that was secreted from the kidney. So this is the renin that was secreted from the kidney. It was involved in the to increase the blood pressure or regulate the blood pressure. But this renin, that is RENNIN, so this renin is involved in the metabolism of the milk proteins. So milk proteins, so that was metabolized in our stomach due to presence of the renin in the gastric secretions. So it is also consist of another enzyme, so that was known as the gelatinase. It is helpful for the metabolism of the gelatins. Okay, gelatin, it is one type of the gum or protein gum. Okay, it was the main source is the plant source as well as the animal source. So they consider some small quantity of gelatin. So that was when we were taken that food, kind of food, that is also digested. So due to presence of the gelatinase enzyme. So next one is the, it is also consist of urease in the stomach. So that is helpful for the metabolism of the urea in our stomach. So various food, so they are consist of the urea, so in our food. So that is also digested or metabolized due to presence of the urease in the gastric secretion. So like that, the stomach play an important role in the digestions of the proteins. So as in now next one is the, so regarding the small intestine, it consists of the secretion. That secretion was known as the intestinal secretion. So it is consist of aminopeptidase. So this aminopeptidase is helpful for breakdown of the peptide bond. Okay, so in here the amino groups. Then dipeptidase, it is helpful for the metabolism of dipeptide protein. Then tripeptidase, it was helpful for the metabolism of the tripeptide or by breaking the tripeptide bond in the proteins. Okay, the next one is the, that is a procarboxypeptidase A, procarboxypeptidase B. So these are helpful for the metabolism of carboxypeptidase A and carboxypeptidase B. So the both they are present in the as a protein. So they are also metabolized due to procarboxypeptidase A, procarboxypeptidase B that was secreted in the small intestines. Okay. So next one is the, that is the, it is also consist of the RNAs and DNAs. So these are helpful for metabolism of RNA, DNA as well as the nucleic acids. So like that, the maximum proteins that was also digested in the small intestine due to presence of the, so these enzymes. So regarding the large intestine, so large intestine, it is mainly consist of the bacterial flora. So there is no enzymes for the digestions of the proteins, but it consists of the bacterial flora. So that bacterial flora, it was helpful for the digestions of the all type of the protein. So like that, so in the stomach, small intestine and as well as in the large intestine, the protein can be digested. So next one, so regarding the digestions of the fats in GIT. Okay, so the fat, it is digested in all site, that is in the oral cavity. So in the saliva, the lingual lipase is present. So it was involved in the digestions of the lipids into a triglycerides as well as free fatty acids. So this lipase, it was mainly involved in the metabolism of lipid, cholesterol, triglyceride into a free fatty acids or lipid cholesterol into a triglyceride, and further triglyceride enter into stomach and as well as in intestine. So that was counted into a free fatty acids. Okay, so that's why in the oral cavity also the lipid, cholesterol or triglycerides, so they are metabolized due to presence of the lingual lipase. So that was secreted from the salivary gland through a saliva. Okay, so next one, the site is the stomach. The stomach, it mainly consists the gastric lipase in the gastric secretion. So this gastric lipase, it is also metabolize the lipids, cholesterol, and as well as the triglycerides. Okay, then small intestine, it consists of the intestinal lipase that was secreted from the intestinal gland that was helpful for the metabolism of lipid, cholesterol, and triglyceride, and it consists of the bile salts and bile acid. That is also these bile salts, bile acid secreted from the bile from the gallbladder. So that was helpful for the metabolism of lipid, cholesterol, and triglyceride. And also it consists of the carboxyl ester lipase and pancreatic lipase. So these all are, so they are helpful for the metabolism of lipid, cholesterol, and as well as the triglycerides. So that's why the small intestine, it consists of the variety of enzyme. So that was helpful for the complete digestion of the lipids. So that's why the small intestine is the most important organ. It can consist of the all enzyme that was required for the metabolism of carbohydrates, as well as metabolism of proteins, and as well as the metabolism of the lipids. So that's why the small intestine is the main site for digestion of the all type of the biomolecule or all type of carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. So next one, regarding the large intestine, it do not contain any enzymes, but due to presence of the bacterial flora, so it was involved in the metabolism of lipid, cholesterol, and as well as the triglycerides. So these are the various site, so where the lipid can be metabolized. So lipid can be metabolized in the all site regarding the oral cavity, stomach, small intestine, and as well as in the large intestines. So now we discuss regarding the absorptions of the foodstuffs in GIT. So already you know, so the oral cavity, it is having the pH, that is the 6.35 to 6.85, nearly neutrals. So that's why the lipophilic drug, okay, are acidic drug and basic drug, or acidic food, basic food. So they are absorbed in the oral cavity, but more absorption is, those are lipophilic in nature or neutral in nature. So thus drug or food, so that was absorbed in the oral cavity due to nature or pH, that is 6.35 to 6.85. So regarding the food in the oral cavity, the water and glucose, so that was absorbed in the oral cavity. Okay. So next one. So regarding the stomach, its pH is 0.5 to 3.5. Okay, so it is the highly acidic in nature, so that's why it is more favor the absorptions of the acidic food or absorptions of the acidic drug. So what are the acidic drugs are there, if for taken means, so that drug site of absorption is the stomach due to the pH of the stomach, that is the 0.5 to 3.5. So regarding the food, so the water, it can absorb in the stomach, the glucose, it is also observed in the stomach, alcohol, the maximum alcohol, so that was observed in the stomach, and vitamin B12 due to presence of the intrinsic factor in the gastric secretion, so that vitamin B12 is also absorbed in the stomach, and the metals like copper, then iodide, then fluoride, so they are absorbed in the stomach. Okay, so next one, so regarding the small intestine, so its pH is 6.2 to 6 that is 7.5. Once again, it is near to the acid, that is the neutral. It means all type of the food like lipophilic drug, lipophilic food, acidic food, basic drug, and basic food, so that was absorbed due to neutral pH. Neutral pH means that cannot be alter any kind of food absorptions, any kind of drug absorption. So that's why, so small intestines, once again, it is having the larger surface area due to villi and microvilli, and due to its nature, that is a pH, that is a neutral 6.2 to 7.5, it was favor for absorptions of the all kind of the food in the small intestines. Okay, so in the duodenum, the food like glycerol, fatty acids, minerals, vitamin A, D, E, K, as well as B1, B2, niacin, biotin, and folate. So these are absorbed in the duodenum. And as it is, there is water, sodium, potassium, bicarbonate, phosphate. These are also electrolytes. So they are absorbed. But we are discussing regarding the food material. So that's why. So these glycerol, fatty acids, minerals, vitamins, and all B complexes, so they are absorbed in the duodenum. Okay, duodenum is the first part of the small intestine. So next part that was known as the jejunum. So in the jejunum, the glucose, galactose, amino acids, small peptide, lipids, then minerals, vitamin A, D, E, K, B1, B2, niacin, biotin, folate, and vitamin C. So these are absorbed in the jejunum. And absorption means the entry of the micronutrition from lumen of the GIT into the our blood circulation. The entry of the micronutrients or micronutrients are digested food from lumen of the our GIT into the our circulation. So that process was known as the absorption. And the jejunum, it can favor the absorptions of the lipid, absorptions of the carbohydrates, and as well as it can favor the environment for the absorptions of the certain vitamins, maximum vitamins. So they are absorbed in the jejunum. Then last part of the small intestine, so that was known as the ileum. So ileum, it was play an important role in the absorptions of vitamin C, folate, vitamin B12, vitamin D, vitamin K, magnesium, sodium, hydrogen ion, gamma globulins, and as well as the bile salts. So ileum, it was play an important role in the many absorptions of the vitamins as well as gamma globulins and bile salts. So that's why the small intestine, it can provide the, or it can involved in the absorptions of the all type of the food material. So that's why the small intestine is one of the main organ or site. It was helpful for the digestions of the all kind of food as well as absorptions of the all kind of the food. So that's why you keep your small intestine healthy. And small intestine's activity and motility, so that was improved by taking a warm water in the morning. So nowadays you are hearing, if you want to away from COVID infection, mean you should be take the warm water morning as well as evening, or at least 5 times in a day, because so that warm water, it can increase the motility of the small intestine. So as the small intestine motility increases, all food material can be digested and all food can be absorbed. All vitamins, glucose, micronutrition, proteins, lipids, so they are absorbed. So as we can got the plenty of the vitamins and the plenty of the micronutrients or biomolecule, automatically our immune power is increases. Immunity is nothing but, so they are formed from the proteins, so they are formed from the vitamins, also play an important role to improve the immunity by enhancing the synthesis of the immune components. So those are known as the immunoglobulins. So immunoglobulin, so their synthesis in our body, that was mainly depending upon the our food, and that food was absorbed when we taken the warm water. So that's why in the COVID-19, the many the scientists or the physician, doctors or nutritionists, or even you people like the clinical pharmacist, so they are informed you should be take the warm water in the early morning when you are awake up. That can got the, it can increase the motility, then it is helpful for to remove the faces or waste material from the intestine, and intestine was clean, it can provide the clean surface area for next food absorption and digestions. So that's why my suggestion is you should be take the warm water in the early morning or in the evening as well as in the case of the now current era and in future also. So next one is the site for absorption of food is, that is a large intestine. Its pH is, that is the 4.5 to 7.5. Okay, so here the vitamins like minerals, so they are absorbed. Vitamins like vitamin K is absorbed, and certain short chain fatty acid, so they are absorbed in the large intestine. So these are the various site. and way they can provide the absorptions of the various kind of the food in the different site of the, that is the GIT. So this is the once again the overview of digestion as well as absorptions. So in the oral cavity, the mechanical digestion is occurs, that is the chewing and swallowing. Then as well as the chemical digestion of carbohydrate is occurs mainly. This is regarding the review. And in the stomach, mechanical digestion is occur due to peristaltic and mixing and as well as propulsion. So certain that is a peristaltic movement was present in the stomach also. So those are helpful for the mixing and propulsions of the food. As well as in the stomach, the chemical digestion is occurs, and as well as the absorptions of lipid soluble substance such as aspirin is taken place in the stomach. So in the small intestine, the mechanical digestion is occurs regarding the mixing, proportions, and primarily by a segmentation, as well as the chemical digestions of carbohydrates, lipid, proteins, and nucleic acid is taken place. And absorptions like peptides, amino acids, fructose, glucose, lipids, water, minerals, and vitamins. So that was observed in the, that is the small intestine. So regarding the large intestine, certain mechanical digestion is taken place due to segmentation movement that was helpful for the mixing mass movement of the or for propulsions, and as well as, so there is no chemical digestion except bacteria because the large intestine, they do not contain any secretions or any enzymes. So that's why, so there is no chemical digestion, but the chemical digestion is occur due to bacteria. Then absorptions like ions, water, minerals, vitamins, and small organic molecule. Okay, so they are absorbed, so they are produced from the bacteria. So that's why the large intestine is also play an important role in the absorptions of the foodstuff as well as digestions of the foodstuffs.